with Starship launching again, the first test flight of Elon Musk's Starship, and seeing those colours, the suggestive black and grey of something like a Saturn V, and what it might look like in the future, and yeah, everything brilliant. This enormous machine, this huge rocket, 120 or 140 feet, is it? Yeah, the world's largest ever rocket, the world's most powerful rocket, the world's largest non-nuclear explosion, was it also? A stunning, incredible feat. Yeah, I think we're going to see some very, very exciting things from Elon Musk in the future, most certainly. I think if he's doing that sort of thing. Yeah, I expect the next test flights of Starship to get to space, I think, probably. I don't know. I think they're going to learn how to fly it better. I think, you kind of roll the dice, don't you, when you launch something that big for the first time? You don't really know what's going to happen. It's such a huge explosion. I guess you just kind of trust ultimately that everything's going to work, that the expertise of the people you have operating the rocket, the machine, that they all know what they're doing, which I mean they clearly do. Yeah, for test flight like that, Jesus Christ, how amazing! Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool to think about it. Such great, huge machines taking off, and private individuals doing it as well. How interesting. It's taken space exploration a very long time to really penetrate into the private sector, I think. But yeah, now that it has, I think this is going to open up a world of possibilities. And people are already talking about using space for energy. That's been a discussion that's been going on for quite some time. I think there's been some research on it. Is it Caltech on the subject of using big solar arrays in space? I mean, that's one possibility. What I thought to do was to put nuclear fusion into space. And if I can get Elon Musk's attention somehow, like, I don't know, try and pull upon his coattails or whatever, his tycoon coattails. Yeah, try and coax him into putting fusion energy experiments into space, and maybe utilizing the near perfect vacuum of space and the very cold temperatures and the large amount of space in space to undertake nuclear fusion reactions, and maybe these could be trapped even with some sort of Dyson sphere around it. I don't know. Sort of miniature Dyson sphere, and then transmit the energy back to Earth using microwaves. It seems like that would save pollution, the environment. It seems like microwaves aren't carbon dioxide exactly, are they? Would they heat the atmosphere at all, though? Well, they would eventually, wouldn't they? I think there's too many microwaves. I don't think we're talking about sending that many microwaves back to Earth, though, are we? It wouldn't actually cause any environmental degradation, particularly, would it? I don't think it would. I think that's sort of the point of it. But yeah, well, hopefully it wouldn't. And there's that possibility as well, using fusion energy in space. And it could be used to power infrastructure on Earth. It could also be used to power infrastructure in space. And that's another possibility. Using those microwaves to power huge hydroponic arrays. We could be doing an incredible amount of farming in space. We could be doing manufacturing in space. We could be doing heavy industry in space, mining, smelting possibly. Since, space is brilliant because it has this advantage of excellent temperature control if you can do it right, doesn't it? And you can get incredibly high temperatures nearer the sun. You can get incredibly colder temperatures out near Mars and the outer solar system and so on. And yeah, there's a world of opportunity out there if very precise control over temperature is something that you need for your particular industrial process. And just one thing that springs to mind is culturing meat. And, we could be culturing huge amounts of meat out in space and 3D printing burgers and steaks and things. And, just thinking about this, think about the technology we have at the moment and then try to apply that large scale, I think, or at a larger scale, and in a different venue, in space now. Yeah, you think about like 3D printing starships in the future, so on out in space, like huge dockyards and shipyards we could have out in space when we one day got fusion propulsion working, and this sort of thing. We're using fusion propulsion to power huge starships, which I mean is one of the offshoots of that sort of research. If we can get the fusion energy working in space and using it for propulsion, then that opens up the whole of the rest of the galaxy, basically, if we can extend human lifespans. But then again, actually, we don't need to extend human lifespans because if we're traveling near the speed of light, all the processes in our body slow down such that the aging process halts while we're at light speed almost, and we can slow down from light speed, and we're at the same age at our destination. So we needn't actually extend human lifespans. That's something they got wrong in Interstellar as well. They put themselves in those cryopods or whatever it was for traveling at light speed. Oh, but they were traveling through a wormhole. I'm still tempted to say, why do they need to do it at all if they're traveling through a wormhole? But then again, they didn't for the wormhole. They did it on the journey to Saturn. Oh, I guess it's just to cut down on food and things. They've got a very slow spaceship. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. Yeah, okay. What was I going to say? I still think it's better to grow your own food on the way, though, and like have big ships in space growing food. I'm just thinking about Starship still, and the possibilities it opens up. The possibilities now might be astronomical, really, in terms of like what we can get into space, how cheaply we can get it up there. I mean, I want to launch, well, various things at this point. But, like one of the things I want to launch is a solar sailor, a solar sailing ship, and I think I could launch that with a Starship, certainly. Yeah, definitely. Go once around the moon. I could probably launch 5 of them with a Starship, in fairness. I don't know. Oh, how I wish I had Elon Musk's money. I'm so very envious of him. I'm not, well, I am envious of him, clearly, yeah. Who wouldn't be envious of that rocket? What a beautiful machine. But yeah, I'm gushing. Yeah, what we can do in space, like it should be it should be considered the next big frontier for business and industry. Yeah, it really should be. Not just communications either, but lots of other things. I mean, mining, I think, is going to be the big one, and one of the bigger ones out in the asteroid belt. And the people who managed to get that going first, yeah, they'll be squillionaires, obviously. And mining rare earth elements and goodness knows what else is out there. It could be any number of different things, but yeah, we'll do it. We'll do all these things, I think, eventually. And not shying away from being capitalists, I think. I think that's also an important thing, and it's not shying away from prospects and the desire to make money, because like why not desire to make money? Why not want to be rich? I think we're living in an age now where more people around the world have the skills and the capabilities to become rich if they want to become rich. And, the smart people and the conscientious people do become rich and successful. And the people who want a better world for more people become successful as well. And the people who try to implement things to bring about a better world for humanity also become successes in life. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. And yeah, I'm just wondering, like, maybe to what extent do we even need government if we do space exploration ourselves? Like, I guess it needs to be reined in, doesn't it? It needs to be reined in and regulated. There needs to be a system of justice. I do understand all that, of course, but I've always been more of a libertarian and more of a believer in small or smaller government. And no, I don't believe in well, corporate hegemons alongside government dominating space. That's also what I don't believe in. I believe in regulatory frameworks, yes. I believe in everybody having an equal stake in something like space, and everybody being able to have their own businesses in space. That's more like what I believe in, I think. And there could even be a market for space-based real estate in the future. We never know. We can grow food up there, which I suspect we can. And with the temperature control, you can have exactly the right temperature for bananas or grapes or whatever you want, really. Strawberries. You could have huge greenhouses almost, like floating in space, growing all these things, hydroponics with robots. And it all being picked and tended by robots, which, a lot of agriculture is now. Agriculture is very much going robotic. So, that'll be a trend, obviously, that continues in space. And it will be something that we very much, I think, will be doing. Growing huge plantations, maybe, very likely in space, saving our rainforests as well, allowing us to rewild our rainforests on Earth and cut down things like palm oil and soy and these sorts of things, which we all use, really. Well, I don't use soy, but via actually animal feed, I do use soy, in fairness. But it is grown mainly for the soy oil, unfortunately, for the lucrative tofu export markets in the East, and for soy milk and tofu in the West as well. So yes, we're all to blame for it, really, on the level, I think. But yeah, we needn't be ravaging the Earth in this way. We needn't be. We need not do this. There's a better alternative, and it's in space. Definitely. Maybe people think I'm mad for saying it. I don't know. People think I'm mad for all sorts of reasons. They come up with mad, crackpot, crazy physics ideas that don't have antimatter in them. I do crazy, crackpot things like try and build warp drives. I do various crazy, crackpot things like trying to get myself into space, which is crazy. It's weird, isn't it? It's so abnormal that someone would want to do that. It's really unusual that someone would want to do that, isn't it? That's more like what it is. It's just unusual. So it's odd, isn't it? It's weird. But it's strange. It's not common to find someone who wants to get sent to space. And that's unfortunate, I think we should absolutely want to get to space, more of us. All of us, hopefully, one day. And, to have tourism up there, yeah, definitely. But the first port of call shouldn't be tourism. The first port of call, I think, should be industry. And have people working in space, have, things like produce grown in space, overseen by people, because someone has to maintain the robots, obviously. And, industry, manufacturing. Something like the microchips we could print in space, maybe. And things like this. I don't know. Or whatever it happens to be, But we've only just dipped our toe into it. That's the thing. I think our whole future is up there. I think the might of what we can accomplish could be demonstrated in space, and we could save planet Earth in the process.